Hi guys, Dagaho, Gamyat Ohai, Singapore, Tikmat Yun. Today I'm at the Singapore Botanical Garden. Come and visit me this fantastic place, and I will show you my favorite part, which is a little bit looks like a primordial garden, vegetation what could be like during the Jurassic time of the Earth. So we are at the Singapore Botanic Garden. This garden originally wasn't set up for recreational reasons, but for economical reasons. The British Agri and Horticulture Society set up this site, this garden, in 1859, and it played a very important role in the early 20th century in the rubber industry, because they planted the special rubber trees in this garden, and then the British experimented which rubber tree is the best to extract the latex from and then use it for making a good rubber. Now we entered into the Botanical Garden, which is actually today already a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we will walk around a little bit. Let's see, this is a baobab tree. I remember when I heard first about baobab trees. It's in this book of the Little Prince. There he was talking about his planet, which has a baobab tree and has to maintain it very well, otherwise it occupies the whole planet. So you can see the huge, this is what the Little Prince was talking about, you know, the huge roots which is really going through the ground, and, you know, going deep to keep the tree up. Yeah, so this is a baobab tree. Let's see it from a distance as well. Okay, it's not that huge high one, which is in Africa, but this baobab. Oh, and who is him? Oh, a monitor lizard. A monitor lizard. Oh, he found something. He found a worm, or yeah, he found something. So this type of monitor lizard has very strong claws. He doesn't dig deep, but kind of sweep the upper part of the layer. Oh yeah, he just catched a nice big one. Good. Okay, let we found something else as well. Yeah, so it's really, I can feel the tropic weather. 29 degrees or 30. So these are small rubber trees. Obviously, you cannot harvest the rubber yet from these trees. So these are small rubber plantation, and then later on they will plant these trees outside where they can grow bigger. I want to show you some very other interesting part of this garden that will become later. It's my favorite part. It's a little bit further on. I have to walk another 15 minutes. So let's enter into the evolution garden, and then we will show it to you why it is called the evolution garden. For instance, behind me is a fossilized tree trunk. So let's enter to the evolution garden. Nice, really interesting plants and ferns. And another good example, fossilized tree, tree turned to be stone. So in this way, in this path, we can have an idea how the vegetation, how Earth evolved during the millions of years, and how vegetation changed through the years, through the millions of years. So we will go through time warp, time jump. We will go through millions of years now, as we will enter to this evolution garden and going through the evolution timeline. It started about, as the scientists say, about 4,600 million years ago. And then, okay, let's see how they present us from the beginning of the life on Earth. Around 4,600 million years ago, the new planet slowly cools down. You see those chunk of stones over there? But this is how the rocks cool down at that time. Okay, the top is a bit artificial. And volcanic activity still going on underground. The water bubbles. And the Earth was, not formless anymore, but lifeless. So about 300 million years ago, very simple, primitive ferns and very small trees started to appear on the land. So the vegetation started to diversify. And then the climate started to be a little bit cooler, and this relatively cool climate favored development of thick peat deposits, which have fossilized as coal. So then it started the great coal swamps era on the Earth. So that's where the huge deposits of coal for mankind became. Primitive trees, primitive, very interesting type of trees started to grow already at that time. And this way of rooting of the trees still remained for the big trees in the rainforest today. I mean, this type of, it doesn't go too low into the ground, but very wide, so it keeps the tree. And then there are bigger ferns started to grow as the climate started to be a bit more warm, and so warmer and more humid. That's how the fern developed. We are entering slowly to the early Jurassic era, so about 200 million years ago, when the first mammals, small mammals and small birds appeared as well. But the dinosaurs were around us. Okay, we only can see the trees, the ferns, what they probably the bigger ones, the bigger dinosaurs have eaten. So look at these leaves. So don't imagine the age of dinosaur with in a rainforest. It's more like this type of forest, you know, like what we might call palm, and very, very thick leaves. Oh, it was very, very difficult to chew on if there was any dinosaur who could chew on these leaves. It's really like very spiky. So I can imagine how the pine leaves evolved from these type of leaves. So again, some 100 millions of years passed, and we are still see only these type of palms or trees or cycads or whatever they call it. And then we are entering into a new era, new time, when the flowering plants starting to appear. It's either the primitive magnolias or the water lily is the grandmother of all flowering plants. And the dinosaurs already gone. The dragons have disappeared from Earth. And during the cooler climate, that's when the pines appeared on Earth and started to occupy especially the northern hemisphere, the pine trees. But then again, the Earth started to be warming up a little bit again, and we are there in the new era where we can talk about already rainforest. So the rainforest is really the most diverse community of plants. Just let me show you the same type of roots I mentioned in the primitive trees, the first primitive trees you see now here in the rainforest. This is a very typical huge rainforest tree. Okay guys, there we are. We went through millions of years and then we arrived to our age where the most beautiful palms and trees and vegetation you can find and explore in the rainforest.